Hello everyone. I hope you all are set to revise grammar portion, and for that I am going to do the questions of previous year's papers. All right, children, as I told you that that is the best thing to do. Okay? Because at this point, and while doing the sentences, I will also explain you why are they changed like that. Okay, what is the grammar pattern? And you will also find, like, there is repetition of sentences, the kind of sentences that are asked. जैसे कि as soon as, no sooner, uh, hardly, had, scarcely. Hardly, scarcely means the same. Rarely, hardly, scarcely, rarely mean the same. Okay. Similarly, not only but also, these are some important transformations which you need to know, and you will see that they are repeated a lot. Okay. All right, so let's come to. I am beginning with 2013, children, because you see the latest papers most of you must have done. I believe that I somehow, if you have not, then you will be able to do them. They are easy to find, but I am taking from 2013. Okay, so let's see. The example was given. Though it was a cloudy day, the temperature was 45 degrees Celsius. The answer is also given. Despite being a cloudy day, the temperature was 45 degrees Celsius. Now, I want you to know one thing, and that one thing is with despite, we do not use of. Despite means in spite of. Okay, of is used with despite, with in spite, not with despite. This is a very common mistake which children usually do. Now look at the first sentence that was there in 2013. They are demolishing the entire block of flats. You have to begin the sentence with the entire. Now here in this sentence, you can clearly make out that the entire means object is supposed to be made the subject, which means active and passive voice. So the entire block of flats is being demolished by them. Next is Anil thought the examination would be held later. Now begin with Anil. Anil was of the opinion that the examination would be held later. So in class 10th, in class 12th, you can be asked certain sentences like that. जैसे thought को आपको उन्होंने दे दिया Anil was. You have to begin with Anil was. Okay, so somehow you need to change it like that. Next is, uh, I do not like this fool as much as you do. You like this fool more than me. You had to begin with you. Again, object से आपको begin करना था. Raju failed in the examination, yet he was not upset. In spite of his failure in the examination, Raju was not upset. Okay, it can also be changed like in spite of failing in the examination, Raju was not upset. Next is, don't lend Ramesh any money. I said to Rita. I advised. So it is direct and indirect speech. You have to change it into indirect speech. I advised Rita not to lend Ramesh any money. Now please understand, when the sentence begins with don't lend, so what does it show? It shows that it is an imperative sentence. Imperative sentence is any request, command or order. And when it begins with don't, so actually in imperative sentence it should be like to not to. लेकिन जब भी हमारे पास किसी situation में it is always to not to, so we omit the first to and we always make it as not to. Okay. Look at the next one. As soon as the arrangements were made to release extra water from the reservoirs, the rain came in a downpour. Now begin no sooner. So, see, children, I want all of you to understand this no sooner. Whenever we change as soon as sentence into no sooner, please, you can follow this formula just so that you remember NDTV. Like N is for no sooner. Okay, D for do, did, do, does, whatever is applicable. according to the sentence. But here the sentence is different, because here the verb that is given is were. So you have to use the same verb here. No sooner were the arrangements made to release extra water from the reservoirs, the rain came in a downpour. All right. Okay, now look at the next one. Hmm. He had to sign or be arrested. You have to begin with if. If he did not sign, he would be arrested. Uh, See, the problems that you have in unseen passage, we will have it in next class, another class that I may have tomorrow. Because today, right now, this class is only for the sentence structure. Okay, I told you already. And I have got a separate video on my channel for unseen passage and pressy writing. There is even two videos. One video is exclusively for pressy writing, okay, in which I have told in what way you are supposed to write the pressy. And there is another video which is about comprehension passage and passive pressy writing. You can watch that. All right. Next is Meena complained of not being able to see the performance from the back row. You were supposed to begin like Meena complained that she will be unable to see the performance. She will be unable to see the performance from the back row. Next is many ambitious people see politics as a stepping stone to personal power. Politics is a stepping stone to personal power for many people to realize his ambition. No, no, this it is it should not be like this. It has to be politics is seen. Politics is seen as, all right, many ambitious people see politics as is, politics is seen as a stepping stone, as a stepping stone to personal power by many ambitious people. I hope it is clear. Next is, yeah, I have got a question, ma'am, for the give reason questions in literature paper, how we will begin the answer. Whether we start the answer with because, or we will have to copy the question and write the reason. No, beta, you have to start the answer with because. Even the word because is given in the question. Your job is just to complete the sentence with because. Ma'am, please give us the opportunity to answer instead of just dictating the answers. Just a humble request. Beta, that way it will be like 12 at night. Okay, I'll give you that. See, some of the papers I have solved just before this class so that we could do it hurriedly. Later on, there are many papers which I have not solved, so I can ask you for the answers in that. Okay? Ma'am, is it compulsory to write byline? Byline in guided composition? Yes, it is compulsory. Especially in reports, articles, you have to write. Reply me to. About what? Ma'am, can you give more example for no sooner? Acha, okay. Yes, yes, I can give you. Wait, let me see. In no sooner sentences, please understand. For example, if the sentence says as soon as the guests arrived, everybody stood up टू अटेंड. ठीक है, मान लीजिए ये सेंटेंस है. नाउ प्लीज सी इन दिस सेंटेंस if you have to change it into no sooner. Okay, so this as soon as will be changed into no sooner. Then whenever a sentence begins with a negative word, always remember that word is followed by the verb and then comes the subject. हमेशा जब भी सेंटेंस नेगेटिव वर्ड से शुरू होता है, चाहे वो नो सूनर है, चाहे वो नॉट ओनली है, समटाइम्स यू हैव द सेंटेंस बिगनिंग विद नीदर, लिटिल, ये जितने नेगेटिव वर्ड से जब भी सेंटेंस शुरू होता है तो पहले वर्ब आती है, उसके बाद सब्जेक्ट आता है. अब हमें इसमें वर्ब देखनी पड़ेगी. हियर वी सी अराइव्ड विच इज सेकेंड फॉर्म ऑफ वर्ब, यानी कि सिंपल पास्ट का यूज हुआ है इसमें. सिंपल पास्ट की जो वर्ब होती है वो होती है डिड. नो सूनर डिड द गेस्ट्स अराइव. अराइव क्यों? क्योंकि डिड के साथ अराइव यूज होता है. कॉमा की जगह हम यूज करेंगे देन, and then after this we are not going to change. Then everybody stood up. Is it clear or not? See, the same sentence can also be changed into, the same sentence can also be changed into hardly. But in hardly, how do we have to make? With hardly we always use with hardly we always use had. Hardly had the guests arrived when. hardly के साथ हमेशा when यूज होता है. hardly had the guest arrived when everybody stood up, okay, to attend. hardly or scarcely mean the same. rarely mean the same. Okay, this is taken in the same way. I hope it is clear. Okay, now let's move ahead. Rahul has wasted his wealth and ruined his health by drinking habit. It's his health. So not only Rahul has not only wasted his wealth but also ruined his health by drinking habit. चलिए, now let's talk about phrasal verb. All right, phrasal verbs. See, you will find if you do last year's papers, you will find that you are never asked very typical phrasal verbs. बहुत typical कभी difficult आती नहीं है. जो हमारी common language में use होने वाले verbs हैं, only such verbs are asked. And even after doing some papers, you will be able to realize the most common phrasal verbs which are asked. Okay, Raghav, ma'am, what should be the pattern to attempt language question paper for proper time management? See, in my previous session, though I have discussed it, let me tell you quickly. I would suggest that the 15 minutes of reading time should be utilized for reading the unseen passage, because unseen passage is something which may need, 2 or 3 readings sometimes. Okay, so in that situation I would suggest you कि आप passage पढ़ लें in the reading time only, and then please attempt this question only at first, because the passage is fresh in your mind, so you will be able to do that. So please attempt this question. After that you go for functional grammar question, okay, where you are not supposed to copy sentences, nothing, you will just write the correct answers, that's it. And then proposal can be done. Proposal also takes less time. After that you can go ahead with guided writing, and I would always suggest you to do the essay, means question number 1 composition at the end. Ma'am, can I write one word essay in interrogative way? Interrogative means first write intro of patience, then why it is necessary, when it is necessary, how can we apply. Yes, of course, yes, you can do that. Okay, but justify it with whatever things you are saying, na. Try to substantiate that by giving some example, or even taking the example from your own life or from someone else's life. Okay, that is better. Ma'am, I think language paper should be solved in reverse order. I don't know. See, that way everybody has his own way of looking at things. But see, if you do it in the reverse order, that I agree. But you see, those 15 minutes can very well be utilized. मतलब ये मेरा एक strategy है जो whenever my children have used this strategy, they have always been able to find some time to revise the paper. Okay, otherwise everybody has his own way, beta. You, the way you have been doing it in your pre boards, in other exams, everybody has his own comfort level, his own way of doing things. You should also look for your own. चलिए, अब नेक्स्ट हम फ्रेजल वर्ब्स की बात करते हैं. लेट अस टॉक डैश टुमारो देम टुमारो अबाउट देयर होमवर्क. लेट अस टॉक टू देम tomorrow about their homework. The principal gave us a talk on bullying. Manoj was not at home when his grandfather passed away. When we visited Dalhousie, we passed by the house in which we had lived 20 years ago. This novel has been written by Jeffrey Archer. In the Middle Ages, books were written ऑन अ वेराइटी ऑफ सब्जेक्ट्स. तो आप ये देखेंगे दीज आर ऑल सिंपल प्रेपोजिशंस, कोई बहुत मुश्किल नहीं है. फ्रेजल वर्ब्स को लेके आप लोगों ने जितना अपने दिमाग में एक फोबिया बनाया हुआ है, देर इज नो नीड फॉर दैट. ओके, he had promised her that he would come to the party but he didn't turn up. Turn up means he didn't come. I was forced to turn dash Maya's invitation as I was going to be out of town. I was forced to turn down Maya's invitation. Okay, Rashi has applied for a scholarship in an American university. Arjun applied to the university for higher studies but was denied admission. Okay. One more thing I would like to tell you, children. As soon as your exams are over, like your board exams are over, I am going to help you for your CUET exam also. Okay, many of you must be applying to different colleges or universities where CUET is really going to help you out. And see, you get a very good section of English, competitive English in that paper. So I will help you with that also through this channel only. Okay, so those who have subscribed the channel, please don't unsubscribe it as soon as your exams are over, because this channel is going to help you out in many ways in learning English, and of course all the things that you need to know at university level also, and yes, for competitive exams also. And another thing is like those who have not subscribed, because I could find that there are many students who are watching the videos but they have not subscribed the channel. I would request you all to please do that. Okay, all right, now look at the tenses, exercises on tenses. Breathing is good, on this we can agree. That is why sleep apnea, a condition in which sufferers repeatedly stop breathing and awake during the night, is so distressing and dangerous. Doctors have long known that the majority of people with sleep apnea also have gas and reflux. बेटा एक चीज आप ध्यान रखेंगे while doing this question. ओके, ये जो टेंसेस वाला क्वेश्चन है, while doing this question, you have to remember that you please note how, in what tense the paragraph which is given to with fill-ups begins. Like here we see breathing is good. ठीक है, तो पहले आप उसको जब पढ़ेंगे, you will come to know it's all about breathing. Though it doesn't mean that all the verbs are going to be in present only, but you will get a fair idea that most of them will be in present tense. Okay? Alright, so I hope it is clear. Now let's come to 2014. 2014 के ट्रांसफॉर्मेशंस देखते हैं बेटा. Screen is blur. Is that so? Is it happening with others also? Yes, children. one person is writing that the screen is blur. Is it actually blur, or it is happening with this child only? Because you may have some network issue, because of that it would be happening, otherwise it should not happen. See, it's not happening for others. Ma'am, for minute mistakes in transformation, marks will be deducted or not? See, that way in transformation of sentences, there is no half marking. Either you get 1 or you get 0. Alright? And for that, I want to tell you one thing. So, if it is minor mistake like putting a comma or something, marks are usually not deducted. Okay? Alright. Now, look at the sentences. Raju plays both cricket and football. Not only does Raju play cricket. See, why does? Because here we see the sentences in the simple present tense. And I just told you that whenever the sentence is beginning with a negative word, so we always use verb before the subject. I hope it is clear. She was too full for another meal. Ma'am, can you show me the salt pressy, please? Yes, beta, I will definitely show you the salt pressy. Okay. Tomorrow again, I am going to take your class. I will be taking a live session. In that, I am going to discuss that question only in detail. जैसे ये papers मैंने आपको solve करके दिखाए हैं. Tomorrow morning, I'll show you how to do pressy also. Okay. I hope you are satisfied. चलिए नेक्स्ट देखेंगे. शी वॉज टू फुल फॉर अनदर मील. शी वॉज सो फुल दैट शी कुड नॉट हैव another meal. Ranjit said, Sheila, why don't you take the advice of your parents in this matter? Ranjit asked Sheila why she didn't take. अब ये didn't क्यों हुआ है? Because here in the original sentence present has been used, so the present has to be changed into past. Ma'am, is there half marking in the because questions in literature? No, there is no half marking in literature. Okay? There is no half marking in literature, beta. Ma'am, my skill was not good in essay. Which essay was easy to score 18 to 19 marks? Please reply. See, if your skill is not good in writing essays, then I would suggest you to go for the essay which is related to your own life. जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल आपका डिस्क्रिप्टिव का टॉपिक ऐसा आ जाता है विच इज़ अबाउट योर ओन लाइफ. यू हैव टू डिस्क्राइब समथिंग, अ प्लेस वेयर यू हैव विजिटेड, और नरेटिव. सो इट्स बेटर यू गो फॉर बोथ ऑफ देम. दे वुड बी मोर स्कोरिंग फॉर यू. ऑलराइट. एनी अदर chalo, all that is absurd. I really don't want you to comment like this. If there is any Anuj, ma'am, my skill was not good in the essay. This is what I have replied. Okay. So beta, if please ask me genuine questions. Don't see, this is a distraction also. Okay, I want to take only genuine questions. Ma'am, in directed writing, anything can come or only newspaper report will come? No, who said that only newspaper report will come? Anything can come, of course. Okay? Yes. It should be did not. Didn't. Yes, you are absolutely right, Nagarjun. I have made a mistake. You should use full forms only. Okay, I have done it to do it fast. Okay, now look at the next sentence. Rahul has not been to school for over 2 months. It has been over 2 months since Rahul has not been to school. As soon as he entered the room, he slipped and fell. No sooner, hardly, you were supposed to begin with hardly. Hardly had he entered the room when he slipped and fell. Next is, candidates may not bring textbooks into the examination hall. Candidates are not allowed to bring textbooks into the examination hall. Next, although it was a sunny day, it was very cold. Despite being a sunny day, it was very cold. The book I had read earlier was better than this book. This book is not as good as the one I had read earlier. Now, you see, in such sentences, children make a very common mistake. Here, comparative degree is used, beta. So, it means that the question is about changing the degree of adjective. So, you have to use positive for it. Okay? They said that he had broken the chair. They accused him of breaking the chair. All the girls have brought their books with them. Each of the girls has. Why has? Because whenever we have each beginning, this word each is there. Each always takes singular verb because it becomes a singular subject. Okay. All right. Now look at the phrasal verbs. मैम मुझे बहुत डर लग रहा है, सही से प्रिपरेशन नहीं हुआ है और ग्रामर तो और नहीं। बेटा डर के कुछ नहीं होगा, करके ही होगा। एंड यू शुड ऑलवेज रिमेंबर दैट देर इज स्टिल टाइम। ओके, यू हैव टुमारोज day, full day also. So language somehow is sufficient if you start doing from now onwards. And for best preparation of language is to go through last year's papers, okay, with solutions. You should read the compositions, you should do the grammar from last year's papers. All right. Yes. Now look at the phrasal verbs of this year. We fail to agree to a common plan of action. How to study phrasal verb? Now there is no time to learn phrasal verbs or do a detailed study of that. You just do last 10 years phrasal verbs, that they'll be sufficient for you. Just understand them. Okay? Some common phrasal verbs you will come to know, like agree, talk, approve, turn, bring. Okay, the common phrasal verbs, you just study them only. They'll be sufficient for you. Sample papers you can get from the net. On Google, you have all sample papers. Not sample papers, I am talking about previous year's papers, question papers. I have also taken these from there only. Okay. चलिए, when I explained my plan of action to him, he did not agree with me. देखिए, agree with a person, agree to a proposal or plan. The principal does not approve of indiscipline. I need his approval before I can start the work. Okay, you want me to ask you? चलिए ठीक है, चलिए, let's do these sentences. So we'll do like, this is from 2016. Okay, look at this sentence. Answer quickly. Nobody knew much about his plans for the future. Yes, answer quickly. You have to begin with little. Nobody knew much about his plans for future. Little. See, now you all are taking too long to answer. Yes. Little knew his plans for future. No, beta. Little is a negative word. So it will be little did anybody know about his plans for future. Alright, little did anybody knew, not someone, because nobody hai to anybody. On seeing the rat, she shrieked. Begin with as soon as. On seeing the rat, she shrieked. Begin with as soon as. As soon as she saw the rat, comma, she shrieked. As soon as she saw the rat, she shrieked. Correct. You must never tell a lie. Under no circumstances, should you tell a lie? You can also write must also here, but should is more appropriate. Okay. All right. Now look at the next one. SOP and personal profile article report which has more chances to come. बेटा अगर chances की बात करें तो report has more chances that way. Okay. The boss said, "What an extraordinary success." The boss exclaimed of an extraordinary success. No. The boss exclaimed with joy or excitement that it was an extraordinary success. Okay. It is so too cold for me to step out without a shawl. It is so cold for me. It is so cold that I cannot step out without a shawl. All right. Next, I play both tennis and squash. Not only, yes, answer this. I want to see how many of you do it correctly. Not only, the sentence is beginning with a negative. Not only I play tennis. Sujal, it's wrong. Not only do I play tennis. I told you the sentence is beginning with negative. So the verb should come first. Not only do I play tennis, but also squash. Okay. The school team lost the cricket match although the captain scored a century. Despite the fact, you have to begin with despite the fact. Despite the fact that the captain scored a century, comma, the school team lost the cricket match. Okay. Charles Dickens is the most interesting writer. No other writer is as interesting as Charles Dickens. Okay. They had to shut down the computers before leaving the office. The computers had to be shut down. Had to be shut down before leaving the office. Okay. After the argument, his friends turned dash him. Yes. Now let's do the phrasal verbs. After the argument, his friends turned dash him. Turned on him. No, beta, the argument is there. Turned against him. Okay. Ramesh turned dash his father for help. रमेश टर्न, मैम आप ऐसे प्रैक्टिस कल भी कर दोगे करा दोगे. Yeah, I'll take a session in the morning tomorrow around 11 o'clock, but that will be like last session for your language practice. Yeah, tomorrow evening I'll see if I can come live for some time so that you can आस्क मी योर डाउट्स, लास्ट मिनट डाउट्स आपके जो भी होंगे. रमेश टर्न टू हिज फादर फॉर हेल्प. Okay. The headmaster will look dash the cheating case. Yes, third question. Come to the third now. The headmaster will look into the cheating case. Okay, I look dash to my grandfather for what he has achieved. Fourth one, I look up to my grandfather for what he has achieved. Okay. She takes dash her mother. Who will answer? She has her lovely green eyes. She takes dash after, correct. She takes after her mother. Okay, she takes after. Taking after means resembling. Ramesh has taken dash computers like a duck to water. Ramesh has taken two computers like a duck to water. Okay. Will you entrust him dash that message? Will you entrust him with that message? Entrust के साथ हम with use करते हैं. He is dishonest. You must not entrust any important job dash him. Yes, you must not entrust any important job to him. Correct. Do not put dash till tomorrow what you can do today. Yes. Do not put dash till tomorrow. Yes, children. I am asking the ninth one. Put off. OFF means postpone. Okay. I put dash at my friend's house. I put up at my friend's house for the night. Chaliye. Now let's see these tenses. I dash that, I dash one of the two men by sight. Okay, I realized that I knew one of the two men by sight and I spent a few seconds thinking why he had sought me out on a Sunday afternoon. During this pause, three small boys walked up the passage from the house behind me, threading a way around me, and the two men outside, and slightly climbed like cats up into a tree in the middle of the lawn outside. There the three figures rested, became immobile, lying on their stomachs deep in a secret game. Okay. All right. Now look at 2017 paper. Not only did he buy a desktop, but also a laptop. Here you are given a sentence with not only but also, and you have to begin with besides. Yes. Yes, children, tell me what it is going to be. Besides. Besides. Besides buying a desktop, he had bought a laptop, or he bought a laptop. Okay. Also will not come with besides. Please understand. Besides का मतलब होता है in addition to. Also इसमें included होता है बेटा. यही चेक करेंगे कि ऑल्सो नहीं लगाना है आपको. Also comes with, but also comes with, not only. With besides, you are not supposed to use also. The heavy showers of rain revived the plants. The plants were revived. The plants were revived with the heavy showers of rain. Okay. Can we replace laptop with desktop? Besides buying a laptop? नहीं. No. The men were forced to work although the light was poor. In spite of the light being poor, the men were forced to work. Correct. Or in spite of the poor light, it can be both ways. In spite of the light being poor, comma, the men were forced to work. Okay. No sooner did we see a flash of light. Here you have to change it into as soon as. Yes. No sooner did we see a flash of light in the sky than explosion near us. As soon as we saw a flash of light in the sky, comma, explosion near us, something should be there. Okay. As she has not brought a pen, she is writing with a pencil. Yes, begin with not. Yes. Not. Bringing a pen made her write with a pencil. Ma'am, will the examiner consider both the answer if there are two possible answers? See, if there are two possible answers, yes. There may be even more than two also sometimes. Okay? Not having brought his pen. Beta, his कैसे होगा? She is there. Her pen. She is not having brought her pen. Yeah. Not having brought her pen. She is writing with a pencil. Both are correct. Okay. Mumbai is the most vibrant city in India. You have to begin with no. So, no other city in India is as vibrant as Mumbai. Okay. Their dog is too friendly to be an effective guard dog. Their dog is so friendly that it cannot be an effective guard dog. Sameer said, Ramesh, can you help me with my homework? Sameer asked Ramesh if he could help him with his homework. Okay. All nooks and corners were checked. No nook or corner was left unchecked. No nook or corner was left unchecked. Yes. How long I shall stay is doubtful. The length of my stay is doubtful. Okay, the length of my stay is doubtful. Someone is writing uncertain here. Uncertain is wrong. You are not supposed to make unnecessary changes. Chaliye. Now look at the next phrasal verbs. If we set dash early, we can return before sunset. If we set out early, setting out means starting a journey. Okay, he left the company for good and set dash his own business and set up his own business. Okay, the teacher jumped dash a conclusion and punished the child. The teacher jumped to a conclusion and punished the child. Ramesh jumped dash my offer of a job. Ramesh jumped at my offer of a job. I am a simple man and have no use for much money. My father lost the use of his right arm in an accident. Rahul decided to carry dash with tennis to carry on with tennis and give up volleyball. Okay? Dinanath is a good worker and is always ready to carry out his master's orders, carry out orders. Reena agreed dash me with me. When I proposed a meeting, the four sisters could not agree among themselves. Okay? Now look at these tenses. The other day we were discussing the setting up of a debating club in our school. We talked about the club and how many students were interested in it. Then we began to talk about the rules and regulations governing the club. None of us could agree and we began to argue. Finally, our English teacher had to be informed and she came and broke up the meeting. Yes, very good that you all are trying. Hmm? Okay. Now look at the next paper 2018. 2018. First, Ashita is the most beautiful girl in class. You have to begin with no other girl in class is as beautiful as Ashita. As soon as she reached home, she learnt that she had to leave for London. Hardly had she reached home when she learnt that she had to leave for London. Ramesh said, Rajiv, please bring your physics book to school tomorrow. Ramesh requested, please is given na? Ramesh requested Rajiv to bring his physics book to school the next day. Okay. Some of the cakes had been eaten by the boys before the party began. The boys ate. Acha, had been eaten is na? Had eaten. Sorry. The boys had eaten some of the cakes before the party began. Can it be hardly did? No. With hardly, we always use had. Ma'am, why not next day in 3? Why not next day in 3? To school the next day. Next day only I have written, beta. Tomorrow in direct speech will change into next day in indirect speech, na? Hmm. The next day or the following day. Okay? If you are not ready, it has to be ready to come with me. I will not go. Unless you are ready to come with me, I will not go. Sometimes children get confused in this. Please understand. Unless means if not. Unless में ही not छुपा होता है. Unless means if not. Tips to utilize day after tomorrow before going to school. See, first of all, though, what all you are able to cover, that only that way only you are going to decide. But at the last moment, I would like you to do these practice papers only, beta. ठीक है. आप कॉम्पोजिशंस को प्रिपेयर करना चाहते हैं तो रीड सम कॉम्पोजिशंस लाइक गुड डिस्क्रिप्टिव वंस. Okay, because argumentative तो it won't be possible for you to cover that way. All right. Are we allowed to put dialogues in our descriptive essay? No. No, no. Chaliye. It is such a wonderful opportunity that we must not miss it. It is too wonderful an opportunity for us to miss. Okay? How to raise my marks from 16 to 19 in essay. See, certain things that I would like to tell you, like if you make use of some quotes given by some famous authors or writers or philosophers of the time to exemplify your topics, if you use some decorative language, flowery language, so that really helps in essays. Okay, not anywhere else, but yes, in essays it really helps. We did not know that Mr. Francis was retiring and leaving for Ooty. Little did we know that Mr. Francis was retiring and leaving for Ooty. It is going to be same. He know the culprit but refused to admit it. Although he knows the culprit, it has to be knows, huh? The culprit, comma, he refused to admit it. Don't use yet with although or though. Okay? I'm afraid you cannot get admission to the college without clearing the admission test. I'm afraid you cannot be admitted to the college. Admitted to the college without clearing the admission test. If Rita had finished her work earlier, she would have gone to the market. Had Rita finished her work earlier, she would have gone to the market. See, this is like when you omit if. It is the same thing. If you say if Rita had or had Rita finished, it's the same thing. Okay? चलिए फटाफट से प्रेपोजिशन, ये प्रेपोजिशंस, फ्रेजल वर्ब्स देखते हैं. After his parents died in a car accident, his uncle looked after him. The chairman says that he will look into their complaints. Okay, come on, start them quickly. The soldiers laid dash their lives defending their country. The soldiers laid down their lives defending their country. I was laid dash for 3 weeks with broken legs, laid up for 3 weeks. This book runs dash 150 pages over. The program ran for about 6 hours. The ailing company was taken over by the government. He takes after his grandfather. I have an appointment with the dentist. The best candidate should be appointed for the post. Okay, children? One day, a millionaire went to a hotel in New York and asked for the cheapest room they had. What is the price of the room? Why is present tense used here? Because it is given in direct speech. He asked. The manager told him, is that the cheapest room you have? I will stay by myself and only need a small room. The manager said, why do you choose a poor room like that? Your son always stays in our most expensive room. Yes, said the millionaire, but his father is a wealthy man. Mine is not. Okay, so it was a combination of past and present tense because sentences were there in direct speech. All right. Do you want to do 2019 paper also? चलिए देखेंगे फटाफट से. He is so old that he cannot remember events of the past. He is too old to remember events of the past. As soon as the bell rings, the children run out to play. No sooner does the bell ring, okay, because it is in the present tense. No sooner does the bell ring than the children run out to play. No other planet is as big as Jupiter. Jupiter is the biggest planet. He is forgetful as well as careless with his work. Besides being forgetful, he is careless with his work. It is probable that he will reach the shore. In all probability. प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड, ये बहुत कॉमन सेंटेंस है जो 12th में अक्सर पूछा जाता है एंड चिल्ड्रन गेट कंफ्यूज्ड इन इट. When it is written probable, so it has to be probability. In all probability, he will reach the shore. Okay, she said that she would return the book to the library the next day. She said, comma, star double inverted, I will Return the book to the library tomorrow. Here, direct speech is given. You have to change it into indirect speech. Okay? A question is repeated. If a question comes in literature, Trinculo and Caliban will be what in Stefano's court? Lord, Viceroy's advisors, subordinates. Beta, it is given in one of the speeches. Okay, when Stefano says that if lieutenant, he talks about being a lieutenant and torch bearer, a bearer and a lieutenant. It is given in a speech. Okay. So Voicera is there. Yeah, please confirm it. Right now my mind is into language only. Only trained graduates need to apply for the post. None but trained graduates need to apply for the post. His attitude towards his parents have always puzzled me. I have always been puzzled with his attitude towards his parents. He loved his daughter, but he was in mortal fear of her fierce temper. Although he loved his daughter, comma, he was in mortal fear of her fierce temper. Okay? When she heard the news of her daughter's result, she was very happy. On hearing the news, on hearing the news of her daughter's result, comma, she was very happy. Okay. Now look at the phrasal verbs. Phrasal verbs. She turned dash the offer to work at the factory. She turned down the offer to work at the factory. To everyone's surprise, he turned at the party. He turned up at the party. He broke dash in the middle of his speech. He broke down in the middle of his speech at the function. The burglars broke dash the house in the house when the family was away. He agreed to carry out the manager's orders. Sita's daughter carried on the family business when Sita went abroad. He ran dash from age at the age of 10 from home. He ran away from home at the age of 10. I ran dash my old friend. I ran to my old friend in the marketplace. Her aunt looks dash her aging parents. Her aunt looks after her aging grandparents. The principal looks into matters of complaint. See, this phrasal verbs with look, agree, huh? Bring, carry. These are very, and turn. These are very common. They have been repeated so many times. Okay? Carry also. Yeah, this is carry what I wanted to write. Okay? So you can revise these verbs, these most common verbs for your exam on Monday. Chaliye. Now let me quickly take some questions. Okay, if you have any doubts, any questions, please ask me. Otherwise, beta, many of you are asking about literature, so many things. Okay, so I want to tell you something. See, this is my channel, and in this channel you can see, if you see the playlist, you will be able to get the whole syllabus of your literature, especially the play. Okay, as you can see in the playlist, there is this playlist of The Tempest. See, the full playlist is there. Okay, like act 3 scene 1, act 3 scene 2, act 3 scene 3, act 4 scene 1, act 5 scene 1, including important questions also, जो last year के questions थे, मतलब means these are the questions which uh, ma'am, I how to prepare for English literature, हाँ बेटा, so I am telling you this only, you can refer to my channel for this. So you have the whole series of Tempest, in which I have explained line by line. You can watch these videos, and I am very sure that it will really help you out. Okay, now if you look at the other playlist, here you will find some poems also. If you want to see, like, see here, you have got Darkling Thrush, you have the explanation of the story Quality, you have the explanation of the poem Dover Beach, there is a video about the tips for preparing poems and stories. Okay, so this will really help you out. You can watch these videos. Okay, they have been recently made, बहुत important videos हैं अगर, and I am very sure that if you study from here you will definitely be able to learn so many things. अब जो बच्चे बात कर रहे हैं लैंग्वेज के बारे में, ग्रामर के बारे में, जो मैं लास्ट 3 days से आपका ये ले रही हूँ ना बेटा, सेशन, लाइव सेशन. The first session which I took was on The Tempest only. Next day I took on poems, and the next day I took on uh, this. After that स्टोरीज है ना, कल हमारा स्टोरीज का सेक्शन हुआ था. अब ये देखिए, यहाँ पर ये वाला जो प्लेलिस्ट है, हाउ टू राइट एसेज, राइटिंग स्किल्स, द प्लेलिस्ट विद राइटिंग स्किल्स, आप इसको देखिए. देर इज अ वीडियो विच टेल्स यू अबाउट हाउ टू राइट एन इफेक्टिव कॉम्पोजिशन. तो जो बच्चे ये कहते हैं कि हमारे एसेज में फुल मार्क्स हम कैसे लेकर आए, हाउ टू डेवलप अ कॉम्पोजिशन, किस तरह से, सो हाउ टू राइट एन इफेक्टिव कॉम्पोजिशन और essay, that is there. How to write a report, statement of purpose and personal profile, what is the difference, you can see here. Okay,
Once everything's perfectly
then
organized.
of course notice and email is in class 10. Comprehension and precis writing, देखिए, there is a full video which has been prepared on comprehension and precis writing. Revision essay writing, those who are asking me कि how to get 20 on 20 in essay, तो इस वीडियो में I have talked of certain tricks that you need to apply to get full marks in essays. ठीक है, आपके पेपर की हेल्प से मैंने इसमें पूरा एक्सप्लेन किया है कि किस तरह से आप ऐसे में फुल मार्क्स ला सकते हैं. इंपॉर्टेंट टिप्स टू स्कोर वेल इन कॉम्पोजिशन राइटिंग फॉर ISC. Then there is a video on proposal writing also. There is a video on guided composition also. तो बेटा, these videos are definitely going to help you if you go through them. And otherwise, जो आप लोग ये बात कर रहे हैं ना कि what to do tomorrow, and those who are talking about like how to go for what do you call it, the preparation and all, so you can take help of these videos to learn how to improve. Otherwise, at the last moment, there is no other use than doing previous year's papers. Okay. एक्टिव और पैसिव वॉइस में टेंस चेंज होता है क्या? नो, द टेंस रिमेन्स द सेम. एक्टिव और पैसिव वॉइस में जो मेन चेंजेस होते हैं, पैसिव ऑब्जेक्ट बिकम्स द सब्जेक्ट, सब्जेक्ट बिकम्स द ऑब्जेक्ट, और जो वर्ब्स हैं उसमें इट इज ओनली द थर्ड फॉर्म ऑफ वर्ब विच इज यूज्ड. ओके, so that's all for today. I hope you will be able to understand things, and if you still have any doubts you can always put them in the comment box. Thank you everyone. Bye bye.